Destination Smokehouse just did an interview where they found themselves exposing Mr. Tendernism. They believe that Mr. Tendernism is actually the villain in this situation, that they did nothing wrong, and that he went out there and lied and misrepresented certain facts to make them look bad and make him look like some poor old man who got taken advantage of, and they're claiming that's far from the truth. Let's do a quick recap for the people who are not familiar with this story.
Man, shoots in a tam.
He doing good, boy.
Yeah, he just came back from Paris.
He look like he got his stuff back from the Goodwill store. I won't need that back.
Right. Forgot about the details. Walter, aka Mr. Tendernism, left Destination Smokehouse. Destination Smokehouse was a brand that he started to work with and made it famous. Right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting it off, y'all. You see, he threw the dangly earring in a beret.
What earring? He got no.
He got a dangly. He got style now. He's showing y'all about style. He got the 60s. He went Michael Jordan on you, baby.
Black Panthers.
He about to get the little baby mustache in the middle.
Reels made them really, really, really famous, gave them a lot of visibility. It increased their sales, it increased their numbers, and made the owners rich. Right. The brand itself was doing really well on the back of Walter, aka Mr. Tendernism. Now, when people found out that he was not the owner of the brand, they got really pissed off, and they began to push for Destination Smokehouse to give him ownership. Fast forward, Walter ultimately leaves Destination Smokehouse, and when he leaves, he tells Cartel Bo and a lot of people involved in the situation that he was fired. And his team told media members that he was fired, and he was not given a good faith opportunity to stay with the brand and get ownership.
Hey, man, Texas Tendernism is in full effect, man. Them people did my boy wrong, man. They did our favorite uncle wrong as hell, bro. But we not worried about none of that, man, because we already bought the building. We got it down here. We got the barbecue truck down here. So it's connected. However he want to do it. If he want to travel or he want to work straight out his restaurant, he can do what he want. We've been on the phone. It's really happening, man. Them people did my man's wrong, bro. They exploited him. They exploited our uncle, man. They exploited him, man. They used him, man. The racist white people use to the full.
Like Uncle Ben with the rice.
Or Aunt Jemima.
Right.
Anybody else?
No.
I used in black.
Plenty of them, man.
Famous Amos. No, he did that himself.
What they can get out of him, and the second he stepped away because he was doing it out the heart, out the loyalty, they trademarked the word tendernism, fired him, and told him if he can't use it no more, we gonna sue him. So we breaking all that. That's dead. We already trademarked another way to say tenderism. He good. We give him his own restaurant. He ain't gotta pay for nothing. We coming out of pocket for everything. All we ask y'all to do is, man, bless Unc Game, man.
Did he get that? Did he end up getting the restaurant?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, we know he was down there with Ron Isley hanging out. He's getting his
I know he doing his thing, traveling on some Keith Lee type stuff, but like, did he get his restaurant?
I don't know.
I don't know if he actually opened the restaurant. They definitely promised him one.
Yes.
I didn't see any more about him like moving into his restaurant or nothing like that. It seemed like that would have been a big deal.
Yeah, like
send a couple dollars to Unc, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get Unc going.
Even the official GoFundMe, where he raised over $100,000, stated that he was fired. That Walter was ultimately fired from the restaurant he helped make famous. So Destination Smokehouse coming out 3 months later to claim that Walter was not fired and he lied about that is some pretty serious accusations. Because that would mean that Walter scammed on a GoFundMe. That would mean that he raised $108,000 under false pretenses. So it's either he got fired or he didn't get fired. It's either he was taken advantage of or he didn't get taken advantage of.
Which one was it?
Now, everybody around Walter claims that he was fired. They also claim that he was taken advantage of. Because if you made that restaurant, if you took that restaurant from unprofitable, according to their own words, the restaurant was unprofitable. He made no money from it. If Walter took it from unprofitable to millions of dollars in business, to millions of followers on social media, to being a household name overnight, him being fired without equity, without no returns, is wrong and is foul. Well, Destination Smokehouse is saying that's not what happened. So here's what they had to say about the breakup with Walter.
What happened, or what is your relationship with Walter? Because that kind of separation seemed to be the epitome of a good thing that then separated. But what actually happened? Because it was a little inconsistent. Did he leave? Did he stay? Or maybe you could share your side of it, of what happened with Walter Johnson.
It is disappointing. I did not want this to happen. Walter and I have been realizing for like 6 months before he left that this was bigger than we ever expected. And we've already been through bigger than we ever expected multiple times, but this was different. And, we talked all the time about how the internet was trying to do their divide and conquer on us, and he would be the
So he made him hurry up and make a lot of videos.
Hurry up, tap dance out there, get back.
Took his money from Keith Lee.
That's not, man.
Wanted to tell me, like, Nick, don't worry about it. We're good. Don't let them do this. What I feel happened was the noise got really loud to where people who originally loved Walter started saying a lot of negative things about him that he did not like. And we were sticking through it and we were fighting through it together.
I'm an expert on this topic because I've been covering this from the very beginning.
Us too.
He's referring to is the Uncle Ruckus accusations that was hitting Walter. You know that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's sitting down and the black man is like hugging him, like Uncle Ruckus is like hugging him, like, Ma, so we good? That's what people are putting on Walter, because when the situation went viral, when people found out that Walter was not the owner of Destination Smokehouse, there were a lot of content creators, a lot of fans creating think pieces breaking down why Walter should be part owner, why Walter deserved more, why Walter should get the trademark. And when they found out that a trademark was being applied for under Destination Smokehouse or Black Diamond,
right,
that set it off some more. So when people were speaking out against,
and if you don't know what happened, ultimately another black attorney ended up grabbing the trademark even before
and gave it to him.
Right, and turned around and gave it to him.
Against Destination Smokehouse on behalf of Walter. Walter was doing interviews with Destination Smokehouse telling people to mind their business. They don't know nothing. They can't come between the brotherhood.
I love this man.
And that made people refer to him as Uncle Ruckus. So he's referring to that. And he's saying because people was hitting Walter with the Uncle Ruckus accusations and they was turning on him, that now forced Walter to turn on him to
psychological warfare
to the people who was calling him Uncle Ruckus.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, that's a Tariq narrative right there. Tariq say stuff like that.
Yeah, have him flip on you, man.
Yeah. And then it's the white people narrative in general back saying that everything was fine. Remember that one lady? Everything was fine.
Right. I just said nigger twice. He never had a problem.
I don't think that's what happened. I think what happened here is Walter heard enough times what he's worth, and he heard enough times what exactly like people felt like was him being taken advantage of, and he kind of did his research and looked into where people was sending him. And once he found the information he found, he kind of felt like, damn, y'all.
He also watched Keith Lee come up to the restaurant.
Right.
Stand in line, wanted to meet him, was going to give him a $4,000 tip. He said, no. He was like, oh, he's somebody.
You got to tip everybody.
Like, you give the money to me first. What the owner name was Nick?
Right.
Nick was like, give the tip
I got
to me. Yeah, and
I'll spread it out to everybody. Make sure everybody.
And that's when his entire attitude and his plans kind of shifted, right? Because Walter was in these interviews defending Destination Smokehouse like his life depended on it. When the internet woke him up, he began to look into certain things. And as you're about to hear, Walter was kind of planning on staying at Destination Smokehouse while also building something for himself since he don't have ownership in this. And they're about to admit that they essentially told Walter he can't.
And about 2-3 weeks before he left, he called me one day asking a question about one of the videos that someone had edited and made me look like I said something about him. And I was like, Walt, you were sitting right next to me. I was talking about myself. They're trying to make it seem like when I said that this guy started with zero and I'm doing this, they think that I'm talking about you. I've said this in other interviews, that I started with zero. This isn't the first time I said it. Mm-hmm. He's like, all right, man, whatever. I'll see you later. Next time I saw him, everything was kind of okay. But the long and short of it, my feelings is the outside noise got really loud. He didn't like it, and we tried to fix it on our own. And outside of that, I can't speak to it anymore. That's really a Walter question. But the opportunity that came to him was something that he discussed with me multiple occasions. And I told him that I thought it was good for him, but I didn't think it was good for Destination. I actually even felt like, again, we were close like that and we built a lot together. So I feel like I had, the right to say this to him. I actually thought that it might not be as good to do this his new opportunity because of what we had at Destination, and we hadn't even scratched the surface yet. We had so many.
I didn't think it was good. I don't think you should go.
Just stand firm.
Yeah. Don't go out there making your own content. That's not gonna work for everybody.
Make your own
things on the horizon that were really special, and as soon as he left, those things almost disappeared immediately.
For you, not for him. He's doing fine.
Walter was right. So he didn't lie. Y'all did fire him. You don't have to say it to fire somebody. Yo, this man said, Walter came to me because Walter was presented with a lot of other opportunities, right? People wanted Walter to come and do food reviews at their restaurants and rate their stuff and TV appearances and other things to grow his personal brand. He came to Destination Smokehouse after growing their personal brand, after making Destination Smokehouse a national name, after making them famous, after giving them 1 million followers and subscribers. He don't even got an Instagram. So he comes to them and say, hey, I want to do my own brand on the side. I want to do videos for myself. I want to start touring. I want to start doing food reviews and making content, but I also want to be at Destination Smokehouse as well. I just want to do personal content on my spare time in my own time. This man told Walter, yeah, but like that's really good for you, Walt. Again, this is like
it's gonna be tough for us. You know, I don't know how that's gonna fit into everything.
Just go back in your cage in the back.
Right. Go back in the kitchen. It's smoky. Don't you like that?
Don't you want that new apron we promised you?
Of aggressive niceness, it's like passive niceness. Yeah, that's really good for you, Walt, but I don't think you doing food reviews for other restaurants and giving them clout would really work for us. I don't think that will work for us. Now, how many times do you have to tell somebody, hey, that's not gonna work for us? Like, you can do that, but it's not gonna work for us. How many times do you gotta tell somebody that until they get the message? Especially an older guy like Walter, he like, what?
Right. I'm not going to work for us.
Right. Y'all getting millions.
Yeah, so you didn't say outright, you are fired, but you told him, hey, it's either that opportunity or us. You choose you doing your own personal stuff or you do our stuff. You can't do both. And when you tell the man he can't do both, in as many words as you told him, that's firing him. I feel like after building your brand, after making y'all famous, after making y'all millions, he should be able to do his own personal Instagram page and make his own personal content and do his own personal food reviews and build something for himself, especially if he doesn't have ownership in the restaurant. Now, he does explain the ownership part, and we're going to get there. But am I making sense to y'all, bro?
Yep.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, for sure. It do make sense. They're exploiting the man. And they dropping hints to keep Kim exploited. Don't you want to stay like it is?
Remember they did an interview with a white lady and she was like, "Dad, come here and mess it up for us."
Right, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Everything was fine. You ruined it.
Like, do y'all feel like Walter going out and doing his own thing would have took away from what they got going on, so they had every right to tell him choose between us or this? I don't think so.
If anything, it would have brought more shine, because it'd have been like, okay, this is where you can go to see him live. Right. But if you want to see his other content, you can see him traveling around.
Destination Smokehouse, you want the root of it. You try and get we got you.
But not no more. Now I heard it's dry as I don't know what up there.
Yeah, nobody. They might go under.
And I'm really
right. They mess around and go under. That would be very funny.
That wouldn't be funny.
No, I don't want to see somebody lose their livelihood, but the humility, which I'm sure he's experiencing that now. Yeah. Let's just look at his sad face.
Happy for him. I see him doing a lot of cool things and a lot of people showing him love and respect. And I wanted that for him and us, but for him especially. Even when he told me that he wanted to leave, and I said, I don't think it can work if you leave doing what you're currently doing for Destination. But I think this is a blessing for you that after the 5-6 years that we've known each other, that you can take the word tendernism and go out on the road and build.
He allowed him to take it. I think it's a blessing that you could, even though you tried to grab it up first, you keep away from him.
Right.
And you also
tried to trademark it.
You also tried to keep him. They didn't want to pop his chain or nothing.
That's not
something for yourself, 100% for you. And I thought that was a great thing. All the time, everybody's talking about percentages and ownership. And Walter not only was offered a percentage of this business, he was paid like an owner while he was here. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, and this is
so you say,
right?
You have to ask him. I've had papers drawn up for him to review and to decide whether he wanted to sign. It was everything we had ever discussed in our verbal agreement, and he never would follow through with signing anything. And I just felt like whatever it is about the way he is old school, he didn't trust paperwork. He didn't want to be on paper, locked in anything. I don't know. Again, that's a question you have to ask him. But as far as I was
looking how it all played out, he probably was smart. Because I don't know what all the words is. I know I probably shouldn't sign it.
Right. He would have signed that, got that $800 a week for the rest of his life.
What we had was really special. And when he told me he wanted to do what he wanted to do, I wished him well. And I said, listen, you leaving doesn't mean we can't still, get along. Doesn't mean that you have to leave and people have to be mad that you're not with Destination. He's like, man.
You can't control what them people do.
Yeah,
and he's still not talking bad about you. Ain't like he walk around trashing them. He's just doing his own thing.
Doing his own thing, baby.
That's crazy. He's like, man, I'm Destination for life. And I was like, well, we're really close and my kids, and I just don't want them to have to deal with anything real. Before I even got this sentence out, he's like, man, stop. He's like, we're family. So the last thing I said,
he jumped in this Uber, was out of there. Yeah, man.
Jumped on the bus and rolled out.
That was a conversation we had before he made his announcement was, Nick, he's like, I'm going to go public. Hopefully I get on an interview with national attention. And when I do, I'm going to clear everything up. So I took him at that. And when he made his announcement the way he did, I was really in shock because my feelings and everybody else's feelings was that he was fired, that he was treated poorly, and that he had to do what he was doing. And it was exactly the opposite.
My dad always told me free will don't exist when you provide a man with the options. If you give me option A, B, C, and D, and only option A, B, C, and D, then I don't have free will. I'm just picking whatever your path is for me.
I don't know if I agree with that statement, but
it's got some truth to it.
I guess because I just look at it like options are still choices. You could choose to end it all.
True, that is true.
If you say it's either A or B, choose. Well, I don't have free will. Like, no, I don't have the will to choose option C. No, you told me, right? So in this situation, it's a firing. You told him he can't do his own personal thing. He can't do the opportunities that were presented to him because you believe it would take away from Destination Smokehouse. And what are those opportunities? The things he's doing right now. Going to restaurants, doing like reviews.
And when he didn't know what was really going to hurt Destination Smokehouse was taking away Walter.
Right.
Ahead and cook for celebrities in their home, making content on his own personal page instead of putting all his content on Destination Smokehouse page. You gave him the option. You either do your own thing and build your own personal brand, or you stay with Destination Smokehouse. Now, again, I didn't see the contract, so I can't tell you. I don't know why he didn't want to sign a contract. But after seeing how y'all giving it up in this regard, bro, son, I don't know. I don't know, bro, son. After seeing how y'all giving it up here, I don't want to know what was in that contract, bro. But a contract might has very well been intact in good faith. I'm not putting that on y'all. But if that old man,
you think they was gonna try to jerk him? They was gonna jerk old dad.
He's classic. He's a classic. I ain't gotta tell you what he classic. He's classic out the movies. You couldn't have made a better enemy, antagonist than this dude.
It's wise. If he read that contract and he said, "Nah, this no good," then we got to hear from Walter why the contract was no good. But I don't think we could just take your word for it and assume that you gave him a perfect contract that gave him all the W's and everything he wanted, and he looked at that and said, yeah, I don't want equity in $1 million business. I don't think that's how that works, right? Especially after he got fired. Now, he did say in regards to the trademark that they were treated poorly in that regard because they applied for the trademark on behalf of Walter, but people took it and framed it as if the trademark was stolen. But again, Walter told us that. Walter told us in that GoFundMe that when he left, y'all told him he couldn't use Tendernism anymore. And he had to fight for it. Y'all fired him, told him he can't use the business name or Tendernism on his personal page, and he had to navigate around it by adding Mr. Tendernism to it. So That's a Walter and you narrative. Now, we weren't there. It's a he said, she said. And if we have to decide who we believe, bro, we're gonna probably believe Walter. Because that old man don't look like he just out here lying on people, man.
Now, the ownership part that you just spoke of, is that similar to what happened with the trademark?
So the trademark, that's totally different. Okay. So trademark, I wanted nothing to do with back in 2020.
Yo, did you hear something about how most oxtails that we get are kangaroo tails?
No, I never heard anything.
Yeah, they said, especially in Jamaica. Jamaica, they eating a lot of kangaroo.
So
Kangaroo
they eating kangaroo meat?
Yeah. For real, you don't believe me?
I didn't believe you. I never heard that before.
Jamaicans exposed serving kangaroo meat as oxtail. Are you sure if your oxtail is not kangaroo? How do you know?
Welcome to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Should I start this off by saying, me kangaroo tail? How are
they saying? No, kangaroo tails are not legally or traditionally used as oxtail, although they are occasionally used as an intentional culinary substitute. Authentic oxtail comes exclusively from beef cattle. The idea that kangaroo meat is routinely passed off as oxtail is a widespread internet myth and food conspiracy theory fueled by viral social media videos.
So, son, you was wrong. Son.
All right, I was wrong. While both cuts are gelatinous and delicious, and the benefits from slow cooking methods, you can easily tell them apart by cross-examining the cross-cut shape of the bone and meat. Oxtails, the cross-cut section is distinctly round. The meat completely and evenly surrounds the circular center bone and is naturally high in fat and rich in collagen. Kangaroo tail, the cross-cut section, is a unique star or clover shape. I've seen that shape before, son.
Yeah, you ate kangaroo meat.
The meat is divided by bone ridges into 5 distinct sections. The meat itself is much leaner, darker, and carries a game. I think I ate that kangaroo, son.
Damn, you ate kangaroo ass.
Yeah, that's man.
Yeah.